Good evening. Uh, in Gambia, it's just after 5 p.m. So this is a quick reaction to the latest developments in the Gambia regarding the flag bearer selection for UDP opposition party in the Gambia. So according to the reports, that there are three finalists, which excludes my own nephew, Lamin J. Dabo. I'm not here to fight for family. I am fighting on behalf of Gambia's development uh, in this opposition. At the end of the day, whoever is the flag bearer, I would like that person to lead the party to electoral victory in 2026. So before I delve into the technicalities or the developments, I would like to thank Honorable Hussein Dabo for putting himself out there since the inception of the military coup in the Gambia. I'm sure he was one out of many who was willing to stand for Gambia and fight for Gambia and take us to electoral victory. But unfortunately, there has been several elections. Uh, this was not possible. And thankfully, 2020, I believe 2016, that's when the first election happened against Jammeh. And the coalition groups were together. At the end of the day, Adama Barrow, the current president, won the elections on behalf of the coalition. So during his administration, I have observed several disappointments, one of which was filling his government with the previous government officials. One of them is the current Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the Gambia House of Parliament. That was a big disappointment. He brought them in, nurtured them, and put them where they are. And there are many people like that. And at the end of the day, it was UDP that was his party. And because of that, uh, he pretty much changed in many ways. I believe he was trying to uh, change parties or stand as a party that is besides UDP. So unfortunately, we are in this position today. There is a lot of chaos within the opposition party, the Gambia's main opposition party, which is UDP. And I was hoping that during the flag bearer selection, Lamin J. Dabo, the most qualified among the group, will definitely be somebody who can take this country to another level. But according to reports, that's not going to be the case. At the end of the day, whoever is selected, I'm fine with that. I'm not there because of family. I'm there for Gambia. I need to see something in Gambia that is different from the current situation. And the better Gambians realize that, and the earlier they realize that, we'll be in a better position. So 2021 electoral process was hijacked in terms of what should be the topic of discussion during the election. Instead of the needs of the Gambia, There are many issues, prevailing issues in Gambia that were not discussed. But instead, the campaign was hijacked to be talking about tribal issues which endangered and engendered so much fear among other tribes in Gambia, to the extent that people voted for their tribes instead of fear for their tribes instead of voting realistically for the needs of the Gambia. And I think we should all be reminded that this next year's election cannot be hijacked in a similar fashion. There are so many things in Gambia that can be discussed. And among them is our natural resources, how we can effectively benefit from those things. One of which is uh, our natural resources, marine natural resources such as fishing. Gambia, Gunjur, and other places used to be prominent in uh, producing fish for their population. But nowadays, that is a big problem due to industrial fishing. There are poaching vessels that arrive in Gambia every now and then. They can do whatever in the seas without the government controlling anything. So that needs to be addressed. And corruption in the Gambia needs to be addressed. The future leaders of Gambia, their future needs to be addressed. That is educational institutions. Just building more schools, more educational institutions. At the end of the day, what is the product that comes out? I think that is very important. It needs to be discussed. And education needs to be cheaper than it is. During Sadauda's time, the Gambia College was very, very instrumental, and it played a key role in the training of teachers and agricultural sector and School of Public Health and nursing institutions. So all those needs to be addressed. And the welfare of women, in recent years, we are all aware of what has been happening in Gambia when it comes to maternal health. Those things needs to be addressed. So it's a matter of, in my personal opinion, this campaign should not be dominated about the uh, skullduggery that is being practiced in the Gambia in this selection, because at the end of the day, even if a candidate is selected, let's just assume that it's going to be Usainu Dabo tomorrow, that will be declared. How would people interpret that in the days to come? The discussion is always going to focus on the selection process rather than urgent things that the party need to address. Already, there has been so much backbiting within the party. I've seen high-level members of the party pretty much arguing among themselves, and this needs to stop. So this election can still be won, whether it is Lamin J. Dabo or somebody else in one way or another. The opposition needs to come together and plan ahead, because we cannot afford to be in this situation for another 5 years if they do not succeed. And the idea of multiple consecutive times of presidential run, you can run for you can run for 3 terms. That needs to be addressed. The Gambia's constitution needs urgent reform to address issues like that. Even if you can run for 3 times, it doesn't need to be consecutive. You can win 2 terms and come back later. The citizens of the Gambia should have that prerogative to decide whether somebody should be given additional chance. So there are things that needs to be addressed, and the next year campaign should not be focusing on the internal rifts between the party members, and instead of focusing on the ruling government and what you are going to offer the Gambia differently. So this needs to be addressed at the highest level of the party, and I hope uh, people with common sense will come together and just do the right thing. So with that, I conclude this short video. Hopefully, you will learn or listen to it with a different mind and capture the little or few things that I've highlighted there. And there is more conversation to come in the coming weeks and months. Thank you. More jam.